there's an authenticity to kind of what you're doing from a personal branding perspective. And I know you had been building a personal brand, or, you know, whether it was deliberate or not, you had one prior to starting House of Wise. So you were able to kind of leverage that. But it's something that most entrepreneurs I talk to are afraid to do. They're afraid to put themselves out there. They're afraid to, they're, in a lot of cases, they're afraid to tweet or do anything, period. But then especially to kind of marry their professional life, or the corporate aspect of their life, with even some of the personal aspects of their lives, that just is terrifying to them. And it seems like that's something that I would imagine, just based on how deliberate everything else has been, that there was some deliberateness to that. And it seems like it's been working quite well. What would I guess, was that a deliberate decision? What maybe have you learned kind of through doing that? And maybe what would your advice be to others who think that would be beneficial to them, but they're not sure, or they're afraid to do it?
I wish I could say it was deliberate. My journey on Twitter, I just got on Twitter now. It's probably been 2.5 years ago. I just started actively tweeting. It wasn't for the intention of I'm going to tweet. I was in a conversation with a guy I was dating at the time, and he was big on Twitter. He loved Twitter. He was all my friends are from Twitter. And I was it's a male echo chamber. I don't know why you spend time on that. And he's like, Amanda, if you put the things that you say to me out there, you will literally open up doors that you don't even understand could be opened for you. Yeah. And so I love to be proven wrong. And so I was like, listen, I will go on Twitter for 6 months. I will tweet 5 times a day. I will make it a priority, and I'll see what happens. I want to see what you're talking about, because he was literally raising capital and doing all this stuff from Twitter. Yeah. So that's why I got on. It wasn't I want to build a personal brand. It was I want to be proven that Twitter's not just for men. Okay. And then it did start to do those things. All of a sudden, investors were responding to my emails. Yeah. People, every single person that works for House of Wise, I found on Twitter. Yeah. So sales comes from Twitter. It's insane. And so that's the personal brand piece. Now, should everyone have a personal brand or talk like I do? If we were to go to dinner, Sean, you would know more about my life than you probably ever would want to know, because that is just who I am. I am a very unfiltered, wear my heart on my sleeve. I say what I'm feeling all the time. Yeah. So literally, I don't put any thought into any of my tweets. That's why there's tons of typos. I literally am tweeting what's happening in my brain, for better or for worse. Sure. Now, I've had people come to me, social media managers, being we want to coach our CEO on how to talk in public. And I'm like, if it's not how they talk every single day, it will be inauthentic. It won't land, and it will look performative. Yeah. So not every founder should reveal their whole personal life, because if it's not what they want to do, that will come through. Yeah. The building in public piece, though, where you are bringing people along the journey of what it's like to build the company, because you are going to learn so much during that first year that lots of people want to hear about. And so there's ways, I always say, I never subtweet anyone. I never try to put anything out there that's negative, but everything that happens that's negative, you can make a positive. Say you have a bad interaction with an employee, or you have to fire someone, turn it into 5 things you should look for when hiring a blank, because you learned the hard way. Yeah. And all of a sudden you have a valuable tweet that's twisted into the positive from the lesson you learned, and go forward. You have content coming out your ears when you're a founder.